All right, welcome back. Nevada Nick will be back shortly. We are getting coming right back into the show. Sorry, I had some internet issues, so I had to drop off real quick, and we got getting right into it. So I'm going to share it out real quick, and hopefully you guys will get back on and jump on in as we are continuing in the huddle here with me, Coach Muddle, and we'll go from there. I don't know where Stiz went, but he'll be back. We're going to get into all we've been talking about is here's Nevada Nick jumping in right now. I was saying, Nick, well, we spent the first hour of the show just talking NFL and really.
Well, it's been a while, Coach. So.
We've been gone for a while. I know we've been gone for a while. Hopefully, I just sent you the link and you got it, so it'll be won't be as many issues for.
I don't know why it doesn't go live on the site though, Coach. That's my
live
biggest
on
question.
mine though. On my page is
but it's
live,
not going.
So.
It's not going live on the one that matters. I mean, for everybody. That's the do like you did with the Dan C Muddle and share it, because I don't. That's why I don't understand. The issue. I don't know why that's happening, but it's not obviously going to. It's not going live on your actual Facebook site like before, so we could all. I could go right on it and share it out.
Yeah, but it is right here on my Facebook site.
Maybe because you're the administrator,
right
Coach.
The Coach Muddle show, but you're an administrator. I made you an administrator. It's not going on mine.
Yeah, like I said, we think Stiz is lying to us. Stiz even said he couldn't get on it either. I don't know what the issue was. Okay, here goes Coach Part 2. Let's see if I can get on.
Can you get on?
Part 2. We're gonna have to do this every show now. We're gonna have to get you. Coach, we're going to have to get you coached up and get you going properly.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get coached up. We're going to have to get
to learn so that you can get this going, share.
And I just texted you the link just in case if that's, what you need to. So, be able to go from there. So.
Gotcha. So I am doing it now to, get it shared out there for you there, Coach. Doing your work for you, essentially.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing
the
work. Thank goodness we have somebody pulling their weight around here finally.
Well, that's a lot of weight to pull, too, Coach. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of weight to pull, so I'm doing something. But no, so what do you want to? Obviously, we talked a ton of football. You want to talk some baseball, a little spring training, and maybe a little college basketball.
We've got a little. Let's get into a little college basketball. I mean, we've had some huge upsets so far, which my bracket was out relatively quickly when Ohio State lost. I mean, what do you expect? It's Ohio.
Yeah. Coach, to me, the big look. I knew this was going to be a wild year. Obviously, it's just with COVID and all these. I mean, look, we saw a team, not even get to play a game in VCU. Obviously, was supposed to play Oregon, had a player test positive, and essentially Oregon was just given a bye. But it's been wild. I mean, and it almost shows you could take those top 25 rankings, Coach, and throw them out the window. Because the big thing was the Big Ten and the Big 12. Well, the Big Ten has one team left now. Illinois was a 1 seed, they're out. Ohio State, a 2 seed, they're out. Iowa, a 2 seed, they lost today, they're out. Michigan, another 1 seed, looked very early, but they're down 8-2 right now, and the last team in the Big Ten that's left in the tournament. So, and the one conference that nobody talked about that's doing really well, the Pac-12. You had a team in Oregon State who wasn't going to make the tournament, but wins the Pac-12 tournament to get in. They're in the Sweet 16. They won. They beat they won in the first round and then beat Oklahoma State yesterday, a good Big 12 team to get into the Sweet 16. So the Pac-12, as they stand, UCLA is going to go into the Sweet 16. Well, the Pac-12 is right now undefeated in the tournament.
That's awesome. And, big surprised, look, Syracuse, Buddy Boeheim, Jimmy Boeheim's son, just draining the threes, man. He's just having a phenomenal tourney right now, kind of carrying that the orange on his back right now.
And look, a walk-on who I'm sure a lot of people said to, your dad got you on the team, and man, he looks great, Coach. He's lighting it up. I mean, looks really good.
But wait a second. Regardless, he earned it. He obviously earned himself on a spot on the team. He's on national TV scoring points. He's not out there being a liability. So complain all you want, but the kid earned his spot. He's out there making shots because I guarantee you at that level, Dad's not just putting his son out on the court to say, hey, I coached my kid out in the game.
Right.
Okay. He's out there. There's a lot more on the line. Okay.
His kid's one of the MVPs of the tournament right now.
Right.
He's
so,
well.
I'm just, the naysayers all the time about always got something negative to say, but, it's okay when it's your kid, just not somebody else's kid.
Look, he's been great, Coach. And look, I'm telling you, they're going to play the number two seed Houston in the Sweet 16. And I'll tell you this, I'm on Cuse. I like it. I like how they're playing. And look, Coach, it's a wild year. I wouldn't be stunned who wins the tournament this year. I mean, Obviously, I think Gonzaga and Baylor are the two favorite teams. That's who my championship game was.
Who almost lost to Rutgers last night.
Yeah. No, they did. But look, Rutgers was a scrappy team, but Houston wasn't trouble. I thought they were done. I thought they were going to lose, and they ended up scrapping back and getting the W. But we will see what happens. I'm hoping. I said Kansas would be dangerous. They're playing tonight. So I'm a little nervous for that game because I do have them to win it all at 30-1, and they got hit by that COVID bug, and so did Virginia. That's one of the Virginia, Coach, they had to travel. Okay, they couldn't practice because of the one during the ACC tournament. A kid tested positive, so they couldn't practice for a week, and then they traveled Friday, had to take multiple COVID tests, passed them, and then played Saturday, and just you could see it. They didn't have their legs underneath them. It was just tough break. And, it was a shame because they really didn't get a chance to defend their title because obviously last year there was no March Madness.
Right. It's tough gig for them. So we'll see. Sweet 16, kind of odd them playing tonight. Monday night. Yeah. Usually it's sort of weekend, and then we don't see the actual championship on a Monday night. So it's a little off.
And it's going to change this weekend too, Coach, as usually when it was the Sweet 16, it would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Sweet 16 is not starting till Saturday. So it will be Saturday, Sunday, and then the Elite Eight games will be Monday and Tuesday, and then it'll go back to normal where Final Four will be Saturday, championship game Monday. Chris Lentz toilet break is over. Yeah,
that's exactly right, Chris.
I think it was
exactly what it was, man. Yep, got to call what it is, man. That's right. Right.
But no, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, though. I mean, look, that's what I love about the tournament, Coach. You're always going to see upsets. You're always going to see a lot of close, great games, and I know there's a lot of money involved and all, but you do see like a Boeheim who's probably not going to have a pro career getting to play at this stage. And it's cool to see when you see guys just playing for amateurs.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he's going to get, I think he'll get brought on just because of the tournament he's having. I think a team invites him. He'll get an invite. Let's put it that way.
I'm
not saying he might make a team, but he'll be in a camp somewhere. His
assistant coach is Jerry McNamara. If you remember the Carmelo team that won the tournament, well, Carmelo got all the hype. Jerry McNamara was the guy behind the team. I mean, the championship game, I think he had 8 3-pointers. I remember because it was my 21st birthday, and I bet like $500 on Syracuse, and it was my 21st birthday. So obviously, I was consuming a lot of alcohol. So that will always be a night to remember. April 7th, 2003.
Okay, so there we go. We know April 7th, so we'll mark that on the calendar.
Obviously that's my birthday. So that's coming up, Coach. So what, got any gift ideas for me?
I figured, I was going to have my super fan friend from the South loan us one of his tranny friends for your birthday.
Good to know, Coach. Thanks. What a guy. And Coach would know where to find them, too. He knows all those spots. If you're looking for any of that type of stuff, I'm not. Ask Coach because he knows where all the spots are in Florida.
No, that's you and your spot. That's where you hang out, man.
I've never been to Florida except for Orlando. Stiz is still waiting for his cookies. Look at
Fuck you, Stiz. Still waiting for your cookies. So, but
now you want to get into some baseball?
Yeah, let's get into some baseball.
I don't think we got to talk about Trevor Bauer, did we?
We didn't talk about Trevor Bauer.
I think you remember, obviously, I had said bet the Mets to win it all. And, man, Coach, it looked like he was going to New York. And to me, if they get him, I think they're right there in that top 3 or 4 to win it all.
And they gave him more money.
They
gave him more money. The Mets offered him more money, and he took it.
He went to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And look, L.A. is going to be tough, man. I mean, I like the Yankees still, too. The Yankees getting some guys back, and that lineup is still lethal. I mean, let's not forget Dodgers did lose Jock Peterson, and that lineup isn't as good as Yankees. But, man, Coach, that Dodgers starting rotation is just impressive.
Yeah, it is. But again, how is that lineup going to work? Because as you know, Kershaw and his back doesn't hold up come playoff time. That's always been the issue, So we'll see, and maybe it's not my alternate team or anything, so I really don't care because it's not my alternate team. But my team is the New York Yankees, and my only team. I don't have any alternate teams, but as much as the super fans like to have alternate teams and stuff. So,
because if your team goes out, you need to have. And I'll tell you, man, he did have one hell of a set of alternate teams. They just ended up being all the number one.
Yeah, it's funny how that works that way. They're all, they're front runners. I'm just saying.
It's like that guy, the guy who's the Cowboys fan, the Duke fan.
Always when they're winning, he's there. Yeah. He's the number one fan he's the guy that goes out and whoever's winning goes out and buys their jersey. He's that front runner fan. Absolutely.
Big Patriots fan, since the 2000s.
Yep, that's his alternate. His alternate team has been the Patriots. And then, now his alternate team is Tampa Bay. He just keeps following them around. So,
But no, look, hopefully, they're going to have some fans in the stadium with baseball. So
yeah. I'm excited. A lot of people
upset in Philadelphia, though, Coach, because like opening day, you're talking $400 or $500 to go to a baseball game. It's
now here's the thing that I don't understand is, and this was an issue in New York. I'm not you can speak on Philadelphia and anywhere else, but they're allowing 10% of the stadium, but they're selling the whole damn stadium. Why is it that they're selling all the tickets if you're only allowing 10%? So, I mean, what is that? So 6,000 fans, but they're selling all the tickets. So apparently, if you're not part of the 10%, you get another game. You can go to another game. But my point is why are you duping me? Maybe I wanted to go to that game. That's why I buy the ticket for that game, and you duped me. I feel like you're being duped. So honestly, I don't think that I'm buying a ticket until we're back to 100%.
And Coach, baseball's I wouldn't say they're in trouble, but look, baseball didn't have any fans in the stadiums last year, and you see those contracts, Coach. They're a lot of money.
Guaranteed.
And look, it too. Those teams, look, they got great TV deals and all. I'm not, they're not crying poor, but they count on the gate from those 81 games. I mean, think about that. For a decent seat, it's over $100. I mean, you can fit, I would say the average price is, what do you think, Coach? $50, let's say? Well, $50 times, 40,000 seats, it's a lot of money times 81. Yeah. And then we're not getting into, $18 for a beer, $6 for a hot dog, one bite and it's one. So it's a lot of money, man. And I know with Citizens Bank, when we were in that run with the Phillies where they were going to, winning the NL East and going to the World Series, they called it the money pit. And that's what it was. You know how much money was going through there? They had like 3 or 4 seasons of consecutive sellouts. And people are going in and they're consuming alcohol, food, programs, any type of memorabilia you can get. They had a bar in the place. I mean, they're killing it, man. And then we don't even talk about parking. $40 to park the damn car.
Absolutely, right? I know it's crazy. It's quite an expense for. It's no longer hey, it's a nice little trip for you and your kid to go to a ball game. Now you really got to put some money away if you plan on going to a game. And really see it. So it's getting a little out of control with that.
And I think I might know what the problem is. If you post in your thing and you need approval, so I gotta wonder if you got to approve your thing to go live. You might have
you can also approve it because you're.
I don't know what.
You're an administrator. You're an administrator, so you
Coach,
should be able to approve
You should be able to put live, and it goes right to your thing.
I know.
This isn't rocket science.
It's live right here. It's live. See, we're live right now.
What don't you understand? You're the only person that can see that. The people we want to be able to.
I just shared it with you, though. I shared it to you. I sent it to you. Check your text. I sent it to you as a text. And I sent it to you through Facebook.
That's one human being. Like, whatever.
It says it went out 6. There's 6 shares so far. 6 shares.
And you know who did those shares?
You. So why are you complaining? So that means you got it.
Because you should go right to the page. Stiz, I might have to send you down to Delaware to, tie one down on this guy, man. Give him the old backhand. It's getting a little too mouthy for me, for my liking.
All right. Well, our part 1 show. We had over 530 people watching that views. So okay. I mean, it can't be too awful bad after a 6-week hiatus.
Yeah, 6-week hiatus.
And we're getting there, man.
Yeah.
And
the muddle, he's muddling through. You know what I mean?
I'm muddling through. Yeah. I'm muddling through. I don't. So where is it? It's right here. Here it is. Now we're up to 19 shares. So
there's like 28 things on your page going live right now. Hey, look,
right here we reached.
Coach, you got to get back in the saddle. He'll get back in the saddle.
I get back in the saddle. Give me a little bit. I got to hit a couple warm up pitches.
Another 6 weeks.
Couple warm up pitches. Couple warm up pitches, man. Jeez, give me a couple warm up pitches. At least.
I think you need more than a warm up pitch. You need Tommy John surgery.
Oh man. So. But listen, I'm excited about what the Yankees did. Their rotation, they fixed some, they added some guys to that. And of course their bullpen's going to be their bullpen. So.
Now I know most people would hate it, obviously, but I think it would be good for baseball to see a Yankees-Dodgers World Series. I really do. I think right now, as you look at it, they're probably the 2 best teams. Look, there's a lot of Yankee haters out there, but then there's also a lot of Yankee fans out there. Mm-hmm. I really do think that would be one hell of a World Series against, 2 very good teams. And look, I know people get mad because they're going to say, "Oh, they're the 2 teams that spend the most money." But that's not what wins every year. But look, right now, and the Yankees, as you know, Coach, they didn't do this through spending money. I mean, obviously they got some players. A lot of those players are grown through the draft that they have. They're homegrown guys. Judge is a homegrown guy. Yeah, you get a guy like Stanton. I'm not, and Garrett Cole, but they got a lot of homegrown players in that farm system, and that's really where they turned that team around. And my only question is, I would have kept Girardi. I'm not a big guy on Boone. I like Girardi. I thought Boone screwed up in the, with the pitcher. Remember that young kid bringing him in for an inning? I thought that was a bad move. So. But we'll see. We'll see how he does this year.
Boone's a yes man. Boone just is whatever they tell him to do, and he's going to do it. That's the only reason why they got rid of Girardi, because Girardi's old school and he wants to be able to, coach on feel. And sometimes you tell the analytic guy to go screw himself. He's going to do this, and the Yankees didn't like that. They wanted a yes man, so they put Boone in there.
Well, and I think, Coach, too. I think Boone. I think it's a World Series or bust year. I'm not saying win, but I think if they don't get to the World Series, I think they're going to say, "Now look, we think we've had teams 3 years in a row that going into the year thought they could go to the World Series and they haven't." I think you might see them move on if he doesn't at least make the World Series.
I agree. I agree with that. I think you got to there's enough pieces if Kluber can stay healthy, and honestly, if I'm the Yankees, I have a couple of young kids in that rotation, and then you also have what's the kid that beat up his wife coming back as well in the rotation? Herman. So you got some guys that, Kluber, I want Kluber at the end of the season.
To give a description of a player, the guy who beat up his wife. Well, Severino too is going to be big.
Right. But, you got, so, Kluber is a guy I'm hoping that he can get there in more into September, October. I'm not really worried about those starts in June and July. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, so. No, I agree, and I would be wary of that too. I mean, much like you said about with the Dodgers. Look, I think there's no doubt Kershaw last year benefited from that shortened year.
Yeah.
That when the postseason came around, I think he did have some kind of issues, but he finally pitched well in the postseason. And you haven't seen that. And I think it was a little bit from, you get into September, October, you get arm fatigue, you can get dead arm. And I think Kershaw dealt with that situation a lot. We'll see what happens with him. But I'd think about maybe, especially during the year with those Dodgers, I mean, unless you got a guy who's like, look, I want to pitch every fifth day, that's fine. But like a Kershaw, I might go a 6-man rotation and just let him, like, look, they got so many pitchers on that team. You don't really – you don't need it. Why injure one of your best players?
Right. I agree. I agree. So we'll see, opening day coming just a couple weeks away. And we'll get into the start of that. And, here we are, how about those Knicks? How about the Knicks? Can I just say, that the Knicks went down to the wire last night against those 76ers? Okay, he's not there, but
my Sixers. I don't know if Simmons played last night either. The Sixers are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. I like how the Sixers look, but the one thing I gotta admit, man, the Nets look good, and I kind of didn't like that Harden trade. I mean, now with the Nets, they look good, and for the Sixers, I had said I do like keeping Simmons and having that longer window. But now I do wonder if we would have pulled the trigger on that Harden trade. The Sixers might have had a real they would have had a real shot at the title this year. They really would have. Harden looked good in Brooklyn with the Nets. Nets, look, they're playing really well, and that's without Durant right now, Coach. So you look, and to me, the Knicks are the surprise team of the year, playing well. At least they're heading in the right direction.
They're in the right direction.
Right to the same problem. How can Patrick Ewing go into Madison Square Garden and get screened by security? He's retired. He got his jersey hanging in the freaking rafters, and you don't know who 7'2" Patrick Ewing is?
I honestly, I agree, but you know what?
But there's issues with Dolan. To me, it all goes to
wait
Dolan,
a second,
Coach.
but wait. You know what? Dolan doesn't have crap to do with hiring the security guard standing at the gate. Okay. So second of all, just wear your badge. Wear your badge, and this doesn't happen. Thirdly, is what? That kid, the kid that stopped him, probably wasn't even born yet when Patrick played in the guard. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, there's a couple of factors in there, and I think it is, with that, but you're right. I mean, you obviously see a 7-foot guy come walking through. I mean, I don't know how many 7-foot guys come walk through that door that aren't, supposed to be walking through that door. But still, but wait a second. I honestly think it's more, Pat, put your badge on. Come on, man. I mean, everybody else is wearing a badge. It doesn't.
I see what you're saying, Coach, but to me, it just once again looks bad when you have the Oakley situation, the Spike Lee situation, and now Patrick Ewing. It just looks like Dolan just. And I know you're right. He might have had absolutely zero to do with that. but it's just once again, it's
And
just a
again,
bad look on
you're
ball.
right. It does. It comes back to him. And, and honestly, I felt like Patrick was just making like a joke. It wasn't like he was offended, or I think us as part of the meet, I think we've blown it more out of proportion than
What's up,
who
Joe?
he is. What's up,
Joe's
Joe?
talking about Brian Elliott. And look, that's one thing with the Flyers. I like Carter Hart, but man,
Man, nine
his
goals. He
head.
gave up 9 goals to the Rangers
He had
last
a bad
week.
game again the other night. His goals against average, I think it's almost 4 goals now. I mean, there's real issues. I mean, look, the defense is terrible in front of them too, but still, the
But
Flyers have a
9,
lot of problems.
honestly, I had to double check my phone when that score popped up. I went, is it right? Is that a typo? I had to go to a couple different sites to make sure that was the right score when I saw 9-0. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
And look, I really thought the Flyers were heading to a good time in Flyers hockey, and
is that
now
an
you almost
alternate
question
team, or
everything.
is that your actual team?
What's that?
The Flyers, is that an alternate team, or is that your actual
No, that's
team?
my actual hockey team. That's not
Oh,
my
okay.
alternate team.
I didn't know
But
if it was
no,
an alternate team or not.
look, there now is a lot of questions with the Flyers. Provorov hasn't played as good. I thought he had a nice year last year. He hasn't played as good. Shane Gostisbehere, everybody loved. I mean, everybody always knew he wasn't a great defender, but he could be maybe your point guy on the power play. He's struggled and is inconsistent. Look, a lot of questions in regards to the Flyers, and that's what worries me too, because then you start talking about some of their players like he's getting older. How many years does he have left? Jake Voracek, how many years does he have left? And there was supposed to be all this young talent on the Flyers, and it's just not seeming to come to fruition. And look, I thought Carter Hart was going to be a Vezina guy, and right now he looks like he's a backup goalie, and not even a good backup goalie.
Yeah. I agree. But here I am. The Rangers, one night they look like they're a contender, and the next night they look like they're a JV team.
Yeah.
So there's no consistency there with the Rangers. So
it's such a weird year in the NHL because they're doing that whole Canada thing. So there's some teams up in where all the Canada they look good, but they're playing like Ottawa stinks. So you get to play Ottawa a bunch of times. It's going to be a really weird year in the NHL. And then you look where the Flyers are. You got the Flyers, Pittsburgh, the Rangers, the Islanders. You got like a bunch of good teams together. Washington. There's a lot of good teams in there. The Bruins. They're all playing each other, so they're going to beat up on each other. It's almost unfair. I mean, you think the Bruins are good, the Flyers are good, the Penguins are good, the Capitals are good, the Islanders are good. And that's all in one division.
right.
Yeah, well, I was Joe. I thought Carter Hart could be a Vezina Trophy winner in the future. I mean, for as young as he was looking good. Not this year, but man, I thought we had our goalie for the future. I thought we had our goalie for the future, and now that is very much in question. And as you know, Coach, you don't want to have confidence issues with your goaltender, and I think that's it.
Right.
And it's starting to look a little bit like Ilya Bryzgalov when we signed him to the big contract, and it just didn't work out in Philadelphia. I mean, I know it's different because Carter Hart was, coming up through our system, but still, all the hype, and he's not living up to it, that's for sure.
At some point, I kind of feel like, he kind of rests, hey, I made it to the top of the mountain and decided to put his feet up on the desk and take a break, and is really paying the price and not understanding what it takes to stay there.
Yeah, look,
and some guys run out of gas. Let's face it. Some guys, they put it all into getting there, and then when they get there, they're just out of gas, and they have that one good, and they're done.
Had that nice stretch last year where they were winning all those games. COVID hits. They come back and they played like 4 games to start. They went undefeated. So everybody was like, "Oh, Flyers look good," and Hart was playing well. He had the good playoff series where he really looked well, but since then, since they lost to the Islanders, it's not been good.
Yep. And and the super fans alternate team just
I
how
know
that works.
the Flyers are his favorite team. The alternate's the Lightning, who won the title last year.
Whatever.
His one alternate team. Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, it's just it's whatever. It's laughable that you actually have an alternate team. I just it makes no sense to me.
Coach,
you're either a fan or a fan.
No, but I understand if you have a team that you root for, not root for, but like a story, like when like the Cubs. When they, I get it. Look, they haven't won in 108 years or whatever it was.
Okay,
I don't have a problem wanting to see them win. If you say this year I'm rooting for them to get there because my team's out.
Different. Okay. Totally different. Totally different. I'm not going out buying a Cubs jersey because that's a great story.
Gotcha.
And I'm repping the Cubs because they finally won a World Series. No, okay. My team is my team, and that's the only stuff that I wear. I don't have alternate teams and alternate gear to representing my alternate teams. I mean, that's whatever. Anyway.
All right, you want to call it?
Yeah.
I think we covered everything now.
So did we make it to everything? We covered it all.
Yeah, we covered it all.
We covered it all tonight. And everyone, welcome back. Thanks for being with us tonight. We really didn't even talk about a plan of when the next show is. I'm assuming it'll be Monday. We'll do it once a week. We'll catch up on Monday, kind of recap the weekend. And, if something big drops, then, we'll jump on and stick our 2 cents in. Now that we're back, and, if you're watching this on the old In the Huddle page, jump over to the Coach Muddle Show page, the new page, since it got hacked. And for some reason, hopefully Nevada Nick will figure out why it's not live on his end, but it's live on my end. And, so Coach, even though you're an administrator,
because it's a good point. If you have 2 teams, then you don't have 1 team. Period.
That's right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Finally, man, if you have 2 teams, you don't have 1. You're damn right. Damn right.
Yep.
So,
but we'll do Monday. And Coach, you can put some updates on the new Coach Muddle page. Obviously.
Yeah, we'll put up some new updates and get things rolling. Appreciate everybody chiming in tonight and helping us get back on track. Make sure you share it to your friends. Let them know the new spot to check us out, and look forward to interacting with everybody. We appreciate it. So everybody have a safe weekend or week, and we'll see everybody next week, man. Take care. All right. I guess I should end it now. Here we go. Does it end?